It is official. After 24 hours of being in transit, Backpack with Brock has arrived in Auckland, New Zealand. With a year of planning under my belt, I was finally in New Zealand, but didn't expect the first people I'd meet to be some old ladies from Australia. They still rocked. Soon I met up with my first couchsurfing host, Michael, who had set me up a bed in his living room. Thank you, Michael. I quickly discovered that they drive on the other side of the road, which was scary, and that the escalators seemed to go the other way too. I actually fell down these ones. That night, Michael and his friends took me out partying, and we saw a guy who looked like Jim Carrey. We finished the night by cramming into a car, which I think was illegal, and I liked that the car was red. I met some really cool kids on a bus.
Hello, Canada!
And got a taste of home from the street sign. The next day, Michael and his friends took me to Piha Beach, where we watched some live music, relaxed, and waved with some Brazilian people.
Action!
This is me drinking Coca-Cola. And this is me with some random carbonated drink. Before long, I was on a bus to Rotorua with a funny driver and went to the Watomo glowworm cave where I couldn't take pictures. That night, I went to the Hell's Gate Geothermal Park, chilled with some Brits in the sulfur pool, and rubbed mud all over my body. Yeah, you love it. Now, a hearty breakfast is always important before hopping into a Zorb ball and rolling down a hill.
That was easily one of the craziest things I have ever done.
Next, it was up the gondola to the Skyline Luge, where I had a few problems getting rolling. But Backpack with Brock eventually figured it out. Oh, and I met Max.
I want to tell you when my birthday is.
That day ended with a traditional Maori experience with some great music and a delicious dinner. Hey look, it's my first ever hostel. I hopped back on a bus to Napier, which was a boring place, and I stayed at Archie's Bunker. Then I hopped back on the bus to Wellington, where I stayed at a place called Wellingwood Backpackers. I then hiked up Mount Victoria with some wicked American girls, and then took some sweet snaps for my mom. I spent my last day in Wellington just walking around the city, checked out the cable car, the view, more of the view, some more of the view, and then I got bored.
It is a crime.
Brockward. After recording some updates, I looked at some dead kiwi birds and the colossal squid at a museum, and then headed back to Auckland to stay with Richard, who took me to the top of a volcano to look at the city. To finish off New Zealand, I walked around Auckland and rode on a bus that had a guy with a cool voice.
People of all ages, get together.
I then checked out the Sky Tower, which isn't as tall as the CN Tower, but I got to see a guy do the sky jump. Whoa. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Go. After waiting for what seemed like forever for him to reach the ground, it was finally time for Backpack with Brock to head to the airport. So wheels up New Zealand, Australia, here I come. And now you're caught up.